All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts, doing some predictions for what I think is going to happen in the final season for Game of Thrones, the TV series. That is Season 8. And a huge spoiler warning if you guys have not seen the finale for Game of Thrones Season 7, which premiered tonight. As of yet, I did a long review for it, in-depth, almost half an hour long. It's in the channel right now. I'll have it in the end video so you guys can click it here after we're done doing our predictions for what I think is going to happen next season. And you guys are definitely welcome to write a comment below with your predictions because, you know, Game of Thrones, this is it. You know, this is the final season. This is the final hurrah, so to speak. 6 last episodes. You know, no doubt they're going to be spectacular. You know, the series has demanded of us, I think, at this point that you know, that we know it's going to be great. You know, we know one way or another it's going to be fantastic. Trust in Game of Thrones, and you know, definitely HBO will deliver. You know, that I think is straight on. But yeah, write your predictions for what you guys think is going to happen with each character in this one, and you know, overall. So here's what I'm thinking for Season 8. We've got 6 episodes remaining. They should be great. I'm assuming the budget will probably be about what it was for Season 7, so that would give us 6 incredible episodes, maybe a couple extended. Probably the last couple episodes will be extended. You know, the budget will probably be just as big as Season 7, maybe close to Season 6, which was 100 mil, something like that. And of course, that's going to pay for all the dragons, all the CG, White Walkers, everything like that. And that's most likely why they're doing 6 episodes. You know, as far as I can see, and as I mentioned recently, I think that makes the most sense that they're doing 6 and 7 with 7 and 8, because you know, it costs that much to do all those things in each episode that they probably are not going to go further with it. And also wanting to wrap up the series in epic fashion and not give us too many, you know, filler episodes at the end here when they've hit their stride, I want to say, which probably started in Season 6 and hasn't let up yet. So Season 8, man, it's crazy to think that we're almost there. I'm thinking it's probably going to premiere in the summer because, of course, they want to film during the winter. They did it last year. They'll probably do something similar this year, give them enough time to do all the CG and everything that takes a while to put together. It's going to be hard to do with the White Walkers and everything. So probably next summer, you know, a month and a half, 6 episodes of just absolutely epicness. So here's what we got going on right now. We have basically we have 3, I want to say we have 3 sides right now. We have 3 factions here. We have the good guys, of course, Jon and Daenerys and everybody that's joined with them. So the North, everyone with Daenerys, the Unsullied, the Dothraki, the dragons, everything they have. So there's them, and then we have the White Walkers, of course, the Night King and all of his minions, so to speak. We got a quote now, 100,000. Is what Daenerys said, you know, so something like that. A lot. A shit ton of zombies, a lot of zombies, very scary. So his forces very strong, just passing through the wall right now. They're slow to move. We know this. We know they're slow to move, but you know, on the move they are. We have Cersei, you know, who is about to use the Stannis trick, which is to hire an army. She has a decent army. She still has Euron with her, so she's got an awesome fleet. She's got you know, King's Landing. She's got the castle. She's got the capital. She's already there, and you know, she's got a lot of resources right now. There's no debt, and she knows how to, you know, hire up the Golden Company. So we'll come back to that, but her side as well too. So we have the 3. We have the 3 going, and you know, one of the great things about this one, too, we have no books to go by. So we have basically no preview info, no promos, no videos, nothing like that. If you're looking for them, you won't find them. They don't have them. They haven't started filming yet, I don't think, for the final season. So these 3 factions, how do we see this going down? 6 episodes. I'm thinking 3 and 3, probably, is what I'm thinking. Maybe 3 or 4 and then 1 or 2. But the thing is, if they do 4 episodes for the White Walkers and that battle, then that would only leave them with, let's say they did 4 and 2, with the good guys versus Cersei afterwards. So if they do 4 and 2, that sounds okay. If the last couple are extended, it might work. I think 3 and 3 makes sense, but the White Walkers are so epic. You almost want to give the White Walkers more credence for episodes than Cersei. You know, so maybe you go, maybe you do go 4 and 2 or 3 and 3, something like that. However it breaks down, whichever way it works. It should be an awesome premiere, getting ready for the battle with the White Walkers and everything at Winterfell. I'm thinking that Jon and the others will probably want to stay at Winterfell. Now that the wall has been lost, they've breached the wall, and they know what's going on here. For now, they're probably going to want to stay at Winterfell. They may even have to retreat. So they may even have to, could we see them go to Dragonstone or something like that, come down further? It's kind of tricky, of course. The one thing with White Walkers is they're a bit slow, so you probably could retreat and outrun them and head out. The only thing is they don't sleep, and they eat, but they don't really eat. So they're going to, relentlessly march at you, even though it's going to be slower. So we'll have to see where this final battle really does take place. If it's going to be Winterfell or it's going to be somewhere else in there, I think Winterfell makes most sense because you don't have that many episodes to really prepare. And we know based on the speed of the White Walkers, it does take them a while to traverse the distance. So maybe Winterfell will be the final hold-up, the final fort where Jon, Daenerys, and all the others set up shop there. They already are kind of set up, but you guys hear what I'm saying. Like, prepare for the war, prepare for the battle. When the White Walkers arrive, they defend it with their lives. Dragon on dragon awesomeness, blue flame versus red flame, 2-on-1 type deal. Night King being a badass, throwing his super javelins and shit like that. And then you got Jon in there. Whether or not Jon's he's already ridden the dragon, but as you guys have pointed out, but whether or not he's going to ride another dragon, we'll have to see. So you have like Daenerys on one, and maybe you could have Jon on the other. I think that'd be really cool, right? If they did something like that, you have a sword and stuff, and that could make for some epic CG, in-air battles between Night King, Daenerys, and Jon in there somewhere. But we'll have to see. Jon is generally thought of as the field leader, so just like Battle of the Bastards, you might expect to see him right in there with the fray, fighting, and then maybe Daenerys and the two dragons fight against the Night King in the air. Night King in the air. Maybe one of them dies. Maybe Drogon survives, and they end up killing the Night King and defeating them and defeating the army. And then maybe, because one of the things is if you kill the controllers, the whites, we've seen all the skeletons kind of lose all their magic power. They disintegrate around them. So with with Jon and the others, if they're able to take down the important ones, then the army of the dead can kind of dissipate around them. So we'll have to see if that is the case, if they're able to do that. But I do imagine there's going to probably be a good number of deaths in there. There's going to be that that's going to be epic. I mean, I personally thought that was going to be the final battle of the series, but the way things are setting up right now, it looks like we'll see that battle first. We'll see Cersei prepare for whoever wins, and then eventually, do that there, defend herself later on. But it's a question of whether or not Jaime can get to the others in time, if he can tell them what's going to happen, and then what they're going to decide based on, would another idea possibly be when Jaime tells them Cersei's going to turn on you guys, they take all their forces, they march all the way down to King's Landing, they take King's Landing, and then they wait for the Night King and the White Walkers to come, south. I don't know about that one. That's kind of tricky. Write your comments below. Let me know what you guys think, if that makes most sense. But, if you think about, like, Night King, he did kind of come in. Cersei has been a villain from the very first season. She has been a villain from the beginning. So, I guess you could see it that way, that she could be, like, the final Game of Thrones villain for the good guys to face. And we'll see if the story has a happy ending or if we haven't been paying attention. But I would tend to think, if you're predicting, I would tend to think Jon and the others are able to defeat the White Walkers by taking out the Night King at one point. Hopefully both Jon and Daenerys are able to survive. Would it surprise me if Jon was kind of killed and then Daenerys, got pregnant or something from what we just saw in the finale and then had a child or something like that? I personally, I'd like to see a happy ending, I guess, is kind of what I'm predicting, what I think they're going to go with. We've been seeing it so far, which is good. So maybe just have one dragon left at the end. You have Jon and Daenerys, and then you lose some of the others because, it's what it is. But yeah, I mean, that would be really great to see, and then them defeat the White Walkers, even though they look just about damn unstoppable right now. And then maybe they head south afterwards, and we see the final battle with the last couple of episodes against Cersei. They take the throne, and then Jon and Daenerys rule together everything, and they win the Game of Thrones, so to speak. So that's kind of the overall direction of where things seem to be going now. But granted, this is Game of Thrones, so it's one of the most unpredictable series there is. We could see the other way, where they decide to abandon the North, head south, but then they'd have to shoot the Night King and the Walkers in the south or something, and that would be that'd be a bit tricky to do, I want to say. So I tend to think that's probably not what's going to happen. They'll probably face the White Walkers first, and then Cersei afterwards with the Golden Company. The Golden Company should be cool to see, because they're a very strong mercenary force. They got the elephants, everything like that, so that's pretty cool. So they've got kind of some beasts of their own, some monsters of their own, so to speak. And, they're very tough, of course, so that will be cool to see. And because also, you're going to have Jon and the others that are going to have to defeat the White Walkers first. So what are their forces going to be like after that battle to face Cersei and the others? And the mercenaries at that point is going to be pretty hard to tell, how many of them are going to be left alive, how many of them we're actually going to see. It might be kind of an even battle, but if they get drained by the White Walkers, then they face Cersei, it could be more even, certainly than it would be right now. I think Cersei knows right now she has basically no chance, and she's hoping that the White Walkers, maybe that they don't win, but maybe that they weaken Daenerys and Jon enough so that she can finish them off or win that final battle near the end there. Possibly while Daenerys and the others head up, her taking from the bottom, right? Each spot, maybe Dragonstone, Casterly Rock, things like that, taking them back as they go. So I'll have to see how that all works out. In terms of character predictions, what I'm thinking for each one, like I said, I'm hoping for a happy ending. Maybe that's a topic in and of itself. We could do a video all on whether or not this series looks like it's heading to one. Jon and Daenerys, loving to see them both together. Hope they both survive the series. Hope that they do. Maybe have a child, offspring, that kind of thing. That'd be really cool. Get married in the end. That'd be great. That'd be a great finale. At the very end, they get married or something like that, and they rule together. Some of that would be great. I'm hoping that Jaime survives the series, and I think he might. It'd be cool if maybe he was the one to become Queenslayer in the end and have to put Cersei down. Maybe he goes back and undercover. He sacrifices himself to kill Cersei. The Mountain kills him, but he's able to take Cersei out as part of it. You got Euron in the mix there somewhere. We'll have to see. He's got his own thing because he's got the fleet, so nobody can mess with him in the seas or on the water. But on land, the Greyjoys, they're kind of like a fish out of water, I suppose. So they're kind of a special teams section where they're great in the water, but otherwise, it's kind of tricky to say. But he's got a force for sure to be reckoned with. We've got Theon who's going after him. I'd hope to see that Theon would rescue Yara. That would be another happy ending type of situation, but we can't see them all win. That's one thing. It'd be great to see Theon, get his balls back, and, rescue Yara, kill Euron, and take back over the Greyjoys or something with Yara. I just don't think it's going to happen for him. I don't know if his story has a happy ending. So you guys can write those predictions below. Do you think he'll rescue Yara? Do you think that they'll be able to somehow defeat Euron or something, assassinate him or something, or just run? What you think is going to happen with them? There's a lot of possibilities that way. But I don't think everybody can win the game. I think for them, maybe their finish is a bit gray, right? Maybe that's just how it is, and that would be fitting and make sense to who they are. We've got the Night King. Yeah, I think he'll be killed off. Who could be the final one to kill him? I think Jon makes the most sense. Jon would be the most sense to be the one to, behead him or something like that. You could go with Daenerys and Dragonfire as well, too, because she's got the revenge thing for the dragon and him desecrating, the grave, so to speak, and raising the dragon. So she's going to be super pissed about that, obviously. But I still think Jon would be the one to probably kill the Night King. Cersei cannot survive the series and leave me happy in the end. She can't. She's like the ultimate Game of Thrones villain, I suppose, at this point. And, I really want to see somebody get her. Maybe if I have to pick, maybe it's Jaime. Maybe Jaime sacrifices himself to kill her. And there's that. And then you got Bronn. So Bronn is in there as well. I'd like to see Bronn survive the series, but I would not be surprised if he's killed off before the end. Although he is a lot of fun to have for just the comedy and the funny zingers he has in the lines. Just like the Hound too, right? Same kind of deal. Which I could see the Hound being killed off in one of these final battles as well too, because the series is almost over. And you got to have some pretty big deaths as you go through to the end. We've got Sansa and Bran. For both of them, they're probably not going to be on the front lines, so we probably won't see much with them in terms of, I think they'll probably survive. Arya will be cool to see. She should be in there as well, too. We've also got, all these other characters, that's in the mix, too, Tormund and all the others. So we'll have to see for all of them. But as far as, our key players, Tyrion, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll survive. I do think the good guys will win in the end. That's kind of where I see the story going right now. it's hard to tell with Game of Thrones because it starts off with, our good guys losing and then the pack surviving and winning later on, which we've had happen recently. But we'll have to see what direction they want to go with in the end. I do think, though, if you want to have the end of the series end on a happy note and people to really love the series, you probably can't have Cersei win. If you have Cersei win the game and she's like sitting on the throne at the end and the bat, it's going to leave a bad taste in everyone's mouth, I think. So I think that you're kind of obligated to have it be pretty good from here on out, wrap this thing up, make everybody happy, which we've kind of seen them doing so far in terms of them fulfilling fan theories, I want to say, relationships and what have you. That's just the way I'd like to see it end. So hopefully that's how it goes. Those are my predictions for the final season, guys. There should be some epic battles coming up, with those big main 3 factions, and maybe some backstabbing in there. Maybe some things happen. We'll see. But, yeah, man, really enjoy doing the Season 7 reviews with you guys. Kind of sad it's over. Going to be really sad when Season 8 ends. But I am, highly anticipating next summer as being, one of the most epic 6-episode seasons ever, if not the most epic 6 episodes of any series ever. So let me know what you guys think. Write those predictions. How do you see this thing going down? What do you think Jaime's going to do? Do you think he might try to sacrifice himself to get Cersei? How do you think Cersei's going to fit in with this? Who's the big bad at the end? Is it the Night King? Is it Cersei? Let me know what you guys think, and if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite. Check out those other videos, like I said. Send me the questions for Q&As this week, guys. We're having lots of Q&As for Game of Thrones because we just saw such an amazing finale episode. And if you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, bottom left, I appreciate all you guys for subscribing. Thanks for all your support, guys. And I'll see you again soon for a Q&A video, probably tomorrow. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.